Hi guys, it's Karen Purdy, and I am going to be doing a bonus video for the Gina Ahrens design team this month. And what I'm going to be working on is also part of another project that I'm doing a few videos on, and it's a Happy Mail exchange. So I'm going to be working on some Medallion embellishments to include in a Happy Mail package. But to start with, I wanted to use some of my favorite stamps by Gina Ahrens, and I'm going to stamp them and emboss on vellum paper. You're going to have to forgive my voice. I've been playing outside with my boys all weekend, so I've kind of lost my voice. But so I have some vellum paper here, and I'm going to kind of set it on that just so you can see. And I'm going to be embossing probably a few different, I'm going to do the sentiments. And that way I can choose which one I want to use. And I'll have the extras to use in other projects. And I'm not going to do the feathers this time. I'm just going to do the embellishments. So let me grab my embossing powders. There we go. And I'm going to be using the Versamark and the tinsel embossing powder in blue. And so let's put a little Versamark on. There we go. And I'll probably do that again, but let's go through with each of the sentiments. That one's upside down. Oh my gosh, I think I can work with it. And ooh, this is probably going to be the one that I use, because I like that. That's one of my favorite sentiments. I like how she doodled the letters. Okay, so now I'll clean those off in a moment. I will put the embossing powder over where I Versamarked the stamp. Like so. And I always do this over another sheet of paper, kind of like with glitter, so I can just kind of dump it down. Oh, let me make sure that I have this folded here. Like so. And it just helps me pour it back into the container, because there will be some left over. And let's pour that in there. Oh my gosh. You guys are going to have so much fun watching this video with my voice. Okay. Let me set this aside. And I do have a little bit to clean up, so let me do that. I don't know if I'm the only one who does this. I'm very OCD about tidying up as I go. And it doesn't mean that my art studio is clean and mess free. It just means that out of this whole big room and all this storage and all this organization, I still have this small of a space to work in, so I do have to kind of wipe things down as I go. So now I'm going to run with my heat gun over where I emboss until it's nice and shiny. And you'll see it kind of change color. So now I'm just going to clean off these stamps. Okay. My acrylic block. And just so you know, this is the stamp that I'm using by Gina Ahrens. This shows all the different pieces. You see me use the flower pieces all the time. These sentiments and everything is included in the same stamp set. And in case you like this set, I will include a link in the description below specifically for this set. And don't forget, you can save 15% in her shop using the code Karen15. And again, I'll have a link in the description below with that code so you can save 15% in case you see anything you like. Okay, so back to this. I'm going to use my scissors roughly. I'm going to end up ripping the edges because I don't want them perfectly straight. But I'm going to just kind of cut them out and separate them and put this in my scrap bucket. That's good. Okay, so now I'm going to look at these, and I like happiness. I also love. Let me just try to rip off the edges. I may have cut it too close, so it's going to be perfectly imperfect. But I like having the ripped edges. Oh, I didn't mean to rip the word. Okay, I did cut that too close. So if you're going to try doing this, don't cut it as close as I did. And actually, I don't think the embossing powder set completely on this one. So let me just run over it again real quick. Yeah, this is missing some of the E. So that's okay. I'll use this in another project. But that leaves us with happiness or wisdom. And that's why I did multiples, just so I can have those choices. I'm going to rip them down either way. Give it some of that jagged edge look. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I like that. That's pretty good. And then I'm going to do the same thing with happiness. And these work great in an art journal page, or on a card, or really anything. It's almost like having a sticker you can just kind of grab and go. So I like having, you know, a little container filled with these things. So whatever I don't use today, I will put in that container for future use. Now, I'm going to go ahead and work on the medallion, and then we will come back to this. So I'm going to set this aside and put my embossing powder away. And now I'm going to grab a sheet of cardstock paper. Now everybody has their way of making medallions. I don't know if this is the right way or if there is such thing as the right way. But this is what I like to do. I like to lay it in my scoring board, if you have one, and I'll tell you, I love this. So I lay it in my scoreboard with the 11-inch side like so. And then I'm going to score every 1/2 inch. And I'm going to do that before I cut this. So every 1/2 inch, after I get that first one, I can close that. And every 1/2 inch, I'm just going to go down and score all the way down. Okay, so now I have this scored at every 1/2 inch, except for one part where I did mess up and I scored it at a 1/4 inch. I don't know why, but that's okay. So now I'm going to turn it this way, and I am going to cut it at, just so I can get the most out of it. Yeah, I'm going to do 1.5 inches. Actually, no, I'll do okay. So I'm going to cut 1 inch off. 1, 7.5, 6.5. Alright, so I have 2 that are 1 inch. I'm also going to do 2 that are 1.5 inches. So right now I'm at 6.5. I'm going to go to 5.5 and 5. And now I'm going to go to 3.5. And now I'm going to do 2 more that are 1 inch. So that's 2.5. And 1.5. And I'm going to set the 1.5 aside. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take 2 of my 1/2 inch strips and I'm going to accordion fold them. And I will speed up through this process so you don't have to watch. Alright, like so. So now I have 2 pieces that are accordion folded together. And I am going to take my hot glue gun and I am going to put glue on one side of the mountain on the end, the half of the valley and then half the mountain. So just those 2 end pieces, and be very careful with this part because it is hot glue. You can use double-sided tape, but you will need hot glue for other parts of this medallion, so I just tend to stick with hot glue for all of it. So now that you have that, and then you're going to go around to the other side and you'll see how those 2 will fit into place. So you're going to want to do the same thing. You're going to want to put your hot glue right inside. Like so. Okay, and now you're also going to want to have some cutout pieces like this, because you're going to want one piece that, well, 2 pieces probably, that you can immediately hot glue to. Now I did die cut these out, or actually I used my scan and cut, but if you have, you know, like a paper punch, let me, because I'm going to do a little circle for the front that's going to be hidden. So here is a small circle paper punch, because you're going to want one for the back and one for the front, and that's just going to hold it in place. This one might actually be too small, so just in case, let me do a bigger one. Like so. Okay. So now you're going to take your medallion. You're going to make sure everything's folding up. And what you're going to want to do is just kind of finagle it so it's laying flat. And then smush it together like so. And holding this in place. Yes, that'll work. We're going to put a lot of hot glue going around one piece of paper like so. And then we're going to set this on top and position it right in the center. And you're going to want to work kind of quickly because hot glue does dry quickly. So now you have a medallion, mostly. I'm still going to put this little piece right here like so, but before I do that, I wanted to cut off some ribbon and eyelash trim. Like so, and I'm going to staple this onto, yeah, I'm using my long arm stapler. It's the only one in arm's reach. Okay, so with that stapled on, now I'm going to hot glue this over the top like so, and that staple's going to be hidden. That's just to keep the ribbon intact like so. And next I'd like to put a bigger piece on the back. Let's see. And a smaller piece right there. Like so. And then I'm going to put some glue on the back. And if you want to put it on a paper straw and make like a little medallion wand, you do the same thing. You just kind of staple it on and make sure it's hidden by other pieces of paper. Okay, so now I have the medallion and I can decorate it. And I actually want this one to just be nice and simple. And so that's where I'm going to take one of my words and see which one I like better. I think I may go with happiness, and I'm going to add a bird to it as well. Like so. And then last but not least, I'm going to add some jewels. Some bling. And for this, because it's so little, I'm not going to use my hot glue gun. I'm going to use art glitter glue. And I'm going to tie this. There we go. So now I have the medallion, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to package the medallion. Now I have a clear cellophane bag. It's self-sealing. And I have this scrap of paper that I use to cut that out. So I'm going to cut and put that in my scrap bucket. And it's not exactly even, so let's even that out. Now this baggie that'll just fit in just right. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball how tall I want it to be. Like so. And then I'm going to measure actually I may do, we're going to do a gray background. So that's kind of too much blue. So 4 by 6. Let's try 4 by 6. That seems to be a good size. There we go. See, that looks so much nicer. And let me just make sure that's going to fit in the bag, like so. That should work. Now, before I adhere that down, I am going to set it inside the bag and make sure that it will close and fit. Like so. Yes. Okay. I am going to cut this a little bit shorter. just off the top. And now what I'm using is this glue dots that I get from the Dollar Tree. Now there's two different kinds. There's the blue pack and the green pack. The blue pack has a strong bond and the green pack removes easily. I like them both for different reasons, and for this one I want the glue dot that will remove easily because I'd like her to be able to pull the medallion off and use it however she likes. So I just have one glue dot here, and I'm going to stick it right in the back of the medallion. And I'm going to use that to stick it right there on the background. And now I'm going to stick this facing away from where that's going to close, like so. And now I can fold that over, but I don't want to go all the way because I'm going to add more of a decorative element. So I'm going to kind of seal it right about here, like so. And then I'm going to take this doily and I'm really just kind of winging it as I go. I don't have a clear plan on what this will look like, but if you do a lot of packaging, you'll probably at some point have your own preferences and labels and things ready to go. But I'm really just, for me, I'm just winging it. And I think that has a nice look like so. So I'm not going to staple this. I'm going to just kind of use double-sided tape. Actually, I'm going to go with glue. It's just easier. So we're going to put a little bit of glue here. And then on the back side, same thing, just a little bit of glue. And I have a very pretty medallion all packed up and ready to go in the Happy Mail. Thanks for watching. Bye. I hope this video inspires you to be creative and have fun. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.